Hello all, and welcome to this, and we will try this once again. I'll go ahead and kind of talk about NXT Takeover or Evolution. Again, since I guess the video uploaded didn't work out so well. So we'll talk about that, and I'll talk a little bit about TLC and the glory that was. Anyways, yeah. So if you didn't see the NXT Takeover show, you should. No questions asked. It was a great show. Just an awesome show, really. 2 hours, easy to watch. I know a lot of people complain that NXT, the specials are great, but sometimes the TV isn't always as good, and I get that. The thing that I always and always look at is it is their developmental. And they usually have to put they're putting guys on the TV that they don't normally, just to put them on TV sometimes, and I think that sometimes that brings the show down a little bit. But you know what, the specials are always really good. The big shows are always really good, and I do think that what they really should do is, I think WrestleMania weekend they should take the NXT guys to California and have them maybe even put like a 3-hour show on the network and have them kind of kick off the WrestleMania weekend thing. I think that would be a good idea. I don't think they'll do that, unfortunately, but I do think that would be something to do. But just my take on it. But anyways, they opened the show with Kevin Owens, the former Kevin Steen, taking on CJ Parker. He debuted, big, huge pop. The crowd was madly behind him. Was a really big deal. Was a good little match. Some people I've heard complain CJ Parker got too much offense. He got maybe a little bit, but then we wouldn't have got the palm strike, which they did a palm strike, which busted up Owens' nose and then sliced CJ Parker's hand as well, so there was blood, which did add a little bit to it. But it was good. It was a good match, and was a lot of fun. Then you had the Lucha Dragons versus the Vaudevillains. And to me, the Lucha Dragons, if you're going to bring up a tag team, it shouldn't be the Ascension. I'll get to the Ascension here in a little bit, but the Lucha Dragons are the team you probably want to bring up. I think they're different enough and would fit in the context of the current tag teams that WWE has on the main roster, but that's just me. This was a nice little match. I'm not big on the Vaudevillains, but I like their entrance, and I like the gimmick, but it's not a gimmick that's going to work outside, I don't think, NXT. But anyways. Then you had Baron Corbin taking on Ty Dillinger. This was a squash, your basic Corbin match. After you had Bull and him have a little stare down. Apparently they're going to have a match sometime soon, so there we go. That should be good. Then you had Finn Balor making his debut with Hideo Itami taking on the Ascension. And the first thing that people talked about, a lot of people were looking forward to this because this was basically the first time we were going to see them wrestle, and it was going to be the Ascension, and it should be a lot of fun. And Finn Balor came out, or Balor came out like he had in New Japan for their big shows, all dressed up in body paint, looking, comic book-esque, I guess. He didn't really look like a comic book character here because of copyright reasons, I'm sure, but it was very impressive. The match was good. I wouldn't say it was anything great. I'm not big on the Ascension. I think you take the Ascension looks real. These are big dudes in NXT. I think once you take them out of NXT and you put them on the main roster, they lose that bigness. If you've ever actually met the Usos are big fucking dudes, and they don't look that big on the main roster. Living here in Oklahoma now, I've gotten to see Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger's a fucking monster of a man, and he just looks like a normal dude on WWE TV. I can't even imagine how big Kozlov is, or Rusev. I was going to say Kozlov. Rusev. How big Rusev is. Just big. I mean, these guys are going to lose that, and I think that's all they really have going for them. So I don't expect much out of them. And if you've seen that first promo video, not good. Anyways, match was good. Then you had the first of the co-main events, I guess. You had Charlotte taking on Sasha Banks. This was a great women's match. You know, they went out there, they let Charlotte do what Charlotte can do. Sasha Banks really showed what she could do. You know, a lot of people have been saying a lot of good things about Sasha Banks, and they should. She did great in this, but I'm always amazed. You know, Charlotte has not been doing this long, and she is so good for, you know, not have done this long. But just an awesome women's match. Just great stuff. And then you had the main event, which was Sami Zayn taking on Adrian Neville, in which Sami Zayn finally won the title. It was a great story that they really told a great story. You know, after the match, they had everybody come out and congratulate him, and Patterson was out there too, because he's from Quebec and that's where Sami Zayn's from, and so it was kind of that. But I would also think of watching this match, Patterson probably had a lot to booking this match. It just had kind of his fingerprints on it. He's really good at the type of match that this is, and I really think that's probably what happened here. But it's really good stuff, and just awesome. A big, huge celebration. They made it seem like a big deal. Kevin Owens came out at first, and everyone was kind of looking at each other, and then they hugged, and everyone was happy and great. And then, you know, they celebrated, and they celebrated some more, and then they were, you know, Kevin Owens came back out, and they were walking back up the stage, and then he attacks, and it was greatness, and it was beautiful. And then they went right off the air, and you're just like, oh, we're finally gonna get it. And for the people who have never, you know, seen, you know, that feud, it should be great. It looked like that's what they were going to do if you saw the last Kevin Owens promo, because he went down this list of guys who had already gotten to the WWE before him and gotten to NXT before him, and then they kind of teased it during the show as well, as Sami Zayn was kind of sat there and he told everyone to leave him alone, and they're both staring at it, and he was staring at him, and it was just awesomely awesome done. You know, you've got a show here where basically, theoretically, you had 2 to 3 guys booking this whole show, and as opposed to the, you know, the 50 that book Raw or that booked TLC, and you know, you can definitely see the difference. And there you go. Awesome show. Just an amazing show. A show that apparently was so good that, you know, there was a lot of people saying that, you know, the main roster, I mean, even Triple H kind of jokingly, well, he didn't joke, I'm sure he was serious by the time it was a joke, tweeted that, you know, he just lost a whole, you know, box of brass rings. You know, and there was people from Reddit who sent him a flower, fruit basket or something like that to congratulate him on the show. It was, you know, all sorts of craziness. And then we had TLC. And TLC was not very good, which is kind of surprising because, you know, the opening match, Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler, ladder match for the Intercontinental title, was pretty damn good. It was, you know, and started off the show really well. Crowd was hot. Everything was good. It was booked well. It was like, okay, maybe really they did take this to heart, and they really do want to, you know, overshadow, you know, the NXT show. Well, that was about it. Then we had Miz and MIZDOW taking on the USOS, and the match was okay. I mean, it was more of a comedy match. And then you had a really bad DQ finish. Then we had Big Show and Eric Rowan in a stairs match. Yeah, that was no fun. Then we had John Cena versus Seth Rollins, which you would have thought would be really good. The problem is it became John Cena versus Seth Rollins, Joey Mercury, and Noble. And then eventually it was Big Show got involved too. It was this big just clusterfuck of a match, and it was just like, I don't want to watch this. I've seen John Cena versus, you know, a billion odds so much. I don't want to watch it. It took me completely out of the match. And they did a lot of cool stuff, and they did a lot of cool little spots. It was a tables match, but it was just like, I didn't care. It was like, oh my god. And then Roman Reigns wound up making his return versus Big Show, and yeah, and then eventually he cut a promo backstage, which was horrible. I don't know why it wasn't a taped promo. It was pretty horrible, just not very good, but eh. We got Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. They actually gave them time, but yeah, the crowd just didn't care. And I'm sure, you know, Vince McMahon's going to see everyone bitched about Charlotte and all this stuff. Well, we gave them time, and look what happened. Well, yeah, because you've trained the WWE audience that, you know, these Diva matches don't mean shit, so they don't care about them. So there you go. Or that match probably would have been at least okay. It was good. I mean, it was alright. Then you had RYBACK versus KANE. Yeah, this was pretty fucking ugly of a match. Then you had RUSEV versus Jack Swagger, which I completely forgot was on here. And I was like, ooh, this might actually, you know, this add something to the show. And they didn't give him enough time. They didn't give him as much time as I think it was at SummerSlam, where they had the pretty good match. This was still good, or yeah, it was pretty good. But it was far too short. Still, these guys have really good chemistry together, which is good given their gimmicks, but, you know, it is what it is. Then we had the main event, Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, which was okay. It was long. It was really good. It was kind of spotty, though. You know, it told an okay story, and then we got to the end of the match, and they booked it all to hell. It sucked. The end of this match just sucked a dick, to be completely honest. Completely fucked finish that made no sense whatsoever of why to do it, and they did it. And basically they had Dean Ambrose was going to hit Bray Wyatt with a TV monitor that was still plugged in, and he goes to hit Bray Wyatt with it, and it blows up in his face. Yes, that's what happened. And it was a cheesy looking blow up thing in his face, so he couldn't see. So then Bray Wyatt just walked over, gave him Sister Abigail, and that was the end of the match. Yeah, didn't care for this show at all. I would not watch this show at all. I would. Luckily, the opener is the only match worth watching on this show, and you know, so you can turn it off right after that. So there you go. Absolutely pretty just mind-boggling, just amazing to me that, you know, just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. You know, Wrestle Kingdom will be here soon. If none of you are planning on watching Wrestle Kingdom, shame on you. Wrestle Kingdom should be excellent. You've got JR doing commentary. That will be awesome. You know, just, if I don't know. I'm not even going to push it. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Anyways, that's all I got. So, with that, I'm out of here. Later.